Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now this is, well, these are even, because it's a bulk introduction, these are your full moon Gods at Play readings. Now I do the Gods at Play readings because full moons are about oppositions. They are moon opposition sun. They are also about illumination, about light being shed upon things. So they can be very much about revelation. I've made some notes about this particular full moon because let's face it, we've just come off the back of the peak of the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, which is playing out in a very interesting way, both in the world and energetically, if you're sensitive to that sort of thing. Certainly I noticed a little something. Little probably being a very patronising and minimising word there. But anyway, moving on. This full moon in Libra is at 18 degrees of Libra, so that is a master degree. Very much about death and rebirth, but being Libra, it's also very much about balance. And the themes that seem to be coming out of the astrologers are the balance between personal freedom and submission to a higher power, whether that be God, the divine, or whether that be governments, corporations, the law, whatever. Balance between your personal life and your relationships, and it's a very relationship themed moon as well, and also balance within, basically with your shadow self. So there's a lot of potential for work for you to be doing with your own shadow side and letting a lot of things go. This full moon in Libra is very much a declaration to act, and you may find yourself doing a complete about face on some belief or another that you have held for a long time, where you suddenly go, you know what? It's not even that I used to be wrong, but now I'm going to do something completely different because what I did think doesn't apply anymore. And it may well be some form of illumination that brings this to the surface. Now, there isn't a question with this reading. We are looking at the energies that are in play. The top row, it takes a very Gnostic view of the gods, seeing them as archontic forces or energies that are pressing us down, that are trying to separate us from our higher purpose, our higher selves. The bottom row of cards will be those forces, gods or energies that are trying to lift us up, that are assisting us to reach towards our higher purpose, our higher self, ascension, if you're into that sort of thing. Now, there's a timestamp, like I said, down below. You can fast forward through all my blurb because you want to look at your sun sign, probably first, which everybody does, but your rising sign as well. And it's a full moon. Look at your moon sign. You can examine other areas of your chart as well. And I will say in the readings which house this is happening in for which rising sign. Anything else, any other details, they're in the description below. Please press like, it helps promote the video. Please subscribe, it helps the channel, and I am very, very grateful. And thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed so far. I think I've only said that in about one video, and I'm slowly approaching 400 videos already, but I'm still a young channel and every subscriber helps. There is a link to a Facebook group down there, so if you want to see maybe slightly more effective notifications than the YouTube notifications of when I release new videos, but also I post all the astrology videos that I am learning stuff from because they're good astrologers and they're well worth a watch, simple as that. And sometimes I post readings from other readers because they deserve the exposure and they're good readers. There is a lot of good readers. Quick plug, Divinely Feminine, Woke Therapist, Jamie Zebra 23, Queen Cup. That was the other one that I wanted to recommend, Queen Cup. I think that's everything. Oh, finally, if you don't know what your rising or moon sign are, there's a link down there. You can get a free birth chart by following that link. You just need to know your time and place of birth as well as your date. So, I think I've waffled enough. With no further ado, let me bring up the cards. And welcome Sagittarius rising, moon and other placements after the timestamp. And if you are indeed Sagittarius rising, this is occurring in your 11th house. This is where the cosmos grants wishes. This is the home of your luck, your friends and of social occasions. Although admittedly maybe not that many social occasions at the moment. Now, I need to shuffle these because I didn't do this earlier, but the god forces that are arranged to suppress you, the archontic masks that are there to suppress you at the moment. We have Ganesha with obstacles, Gaia with creation, Medusa with appearance, Iris with messages, and Psyche with sacred union. So, if there is a union that is offered to you that you do not have faith in, then don't take it. Don't join into it, because I feel that there may be information coming to you that is false. It looks different than what it is and is actually the result of someone's agenda to manipulate events, whatever that may mean. So if you asked a question beforehand, you may have some context of what I'm saying there. Obstacles are being placed in front of you at the moment, and this is in an effort, by the looks of it, to slow you down in connecting to yourself. Because something is being created. Something is being created that is maybe... not maybe. That is definitely not in the interests of peace. It is not respectful. It is not fair. It is one of those problems where you see somebody do something and you think, yes, that will come back and bite them in the backside later. And that's exactly what is being created around you at the moment, and quite possibly you being drawn into it. But you can make a stand against this, and by saying, no, that is not respecting all of the people involved. I will have no part in that. I will not give my energy to it. So, the bottom row, the god forces that are genuine and that are standing next to you and trying to lift you up and to reunite you with your higher self and your higher self with them. We have Lug with skill. White Buffalo Woman with peace, very much about respect for the land and respect for making sure that lust and greed do not destroy everything. Kali with destruction. So it looks like if Kali is working in your interest, there is something around you that needs destroying. Quite possibly this creation that is coming up that is not being fair to everybody. Now, I'm not saying you are behind this creation, but I'm saying that you could be involved in it. But I assume from these cards that you have the option of going somehow, I'm not doing that. I do anything for love, but I won't do that. But that isn't even for love. It's probably for this. We have Pegasus with nature. So there is this message of getting back to nature, getting back to a natural order, which is very much what White Buffalo Woman represents. But also the Pegasus indicates the support of spirit, the support of the gods, the support of the divine, especially sometimes where you may have to have some faith, but using your wisdom to know what messages are true that are coming to you and what messages aren't, because Iris here is in opposition to you, trying to repress you. And the one thing I want to say with Psyche and Sacred Union at the top here, it's almost like a union that is offered to you is not everything that you assume it to be. I mean, to be honest, with what she's wearing, that's Psyche and that's Eros. Okay, with what Eros is wearing here, it doesn't look like the phenomenal god of love I know. It looks more like Dr. Frankenfurter. So, I mean, get that sequin top. So maybe I'll hold that up to the camera. Yeah, get that sequin top. He's just come out of the elevator in thigh-high boots. It doesn't feel right. It feels like she's bewitched. I suppose is the best way to look at it. You have the wisdom to not be bewitched yourself. The What's really interesting is with the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we have Harahel with intellectual richness and Folklore from the Goetia with disregarding rules. Now, what really got me is that these are cards number 59 and 41. Together, and they insisted on falling out together, they are keeping it 100. So, do your research, look at the effects of any projects that you may be involved in, make sure that they are fair. You have the skill to overcome any of the obstacles that are coming up, but not in the way of creating this thing that is going to trample over resources, people, other people's, to sound very American, freedom and liberty, or their emotions, because not all of the agendas around you are exactly what they seem, and some of them are a little bit bitter and spiteful, and you can't trust everything that you're getting told at the moment. So if there is some form of union being offered to you, hold out for a better one. And I'm going to say hold out for a better one because the angel energies are really, really interesting. Well, let's just deal with the tarot first. We have, with Ganesha, we have the Eight of Cups. So these obstacles are trying to make you walk away from a dream that you already have, in the hope of returning to something like it used to be, rather than the new dream that you're wanting to push forward. You can take a chance on whether things are as they appear, but I don't think that they necessarily are. But you are being pushed by the messages that you receive, and because this is the suppression role, I think you are being pushed by messages that you receive into urgent action, and that's urgent action that you need to reject. Because this union, whatever comes across, oh, it looks so wonderful. I mean, we have Sacred Union, the tremendous love story of Psyche and Eros, or Psyche and Cupid, depending on which version you know. And it's being given by the sun here, but that sun's heat is unrelenting. You know, it's like she's stood not even in the desert here, but on the surface of Mars, red skies, red hills, and she's offering something that is not real, but you will get burnt up by it. So Lug is giving you, yes, if you have arguments, if you go, but hang on a minute, this isn't right, this isn't this, or that won't work, or what have you, use them. Do not keep stum, because it is in your interest to speak out. Because if you do not heed the advice of the White Buffalo Woman, well, either way, I've got a funny feeling, either way this will hurt. You know, if you get involved in this thing, it'll hurt later. If you don't get involved in this thing, it'll hurt now. Let it. Be done with it, because it is time, right, yes, it is time to accept the rebirth. So, if this means, for example, quitting your job, it is advising, and bear in mind, I'm not telling you to do this, I'm just reading what's in the card, so you make your own mind up. Make your own mind up, bearing in mind some of the things that I've said. Look at the agendas that are around you, look at the information that you are being given. Those sort of things, then make your decision. Don't just do it because I said to. But this could easily be I am not working here anymore. I am not taking part in this. This is not who I am. Because either way there will be a destruction. It could be later or it could be now. But there could be a destruction of your own dreams and your own inner worth. Or there could be the destruction of all this nonsense around you as you transform to go to something new. Here's hoping that, yes. And using that spiritual guidance to go on to better shores, better places to be, where you maybe don't have to cut out half as much as what you think to achieve this, but you have the power to cut it all out. But more to the point, you have a wonderful clarity and your own inner light is shining through if you take this step. Just be very careful what it is that others or the world, so to speak, the state, the job, whatever, is getting you involved in here. Now, the reason that I said there's more to come is 3 angel cards dropped out. We have the Guardian Angel of Youth, the Angel Prince of the West, and the Guardian Angel of Young Love. Oh, so the Guardian Angel of Youth, as I share my enthusiasm, humour and sense of fun, I protect and honour my youthful spirit. That's something that you should be looking after at the moment, your youthful spirit. Where, yes, be a little defiant. Yes, I have the skill to see that this is happening in a wrong way. Try and right it. If it refuses to right itself, walk away. The Angel Prince of the West. I create the reality around me with thoughts of pure love and goodness. You are responsible here for creating your own reality. So if this thing is coming up in your world and you want no part in creating it, make sure that you don't create it, whatever that means. It may mean changing it. It may be trying something else. It may mean walking away. It might mean leaving your job. Or home, or whatever. You know, it certainly means leaving something, but hopefully that's after the destruction, and it's a good thing. So finally we have the Guardian Angel of Young Love. I accept love with gratitude. I am opened and made whole by its beauty. And that is implied to me with the love of spirit here, with the Pegasus card, that divine energy coming in to lift you up. So you've got some challenges ahead of you, Sagittarius. Best of luck. Now, if this means anything to you, comment down below. I've given you the like, share, subscribe speech, and your next reading will be your monthly readings that will be up sometime soon. Come and join the Facebook group. You can contact me there directly if you're interested in a personal reading. Otherwise, have fun. See you on the monthlies. Cheers.